Hello YouTube, and welcome to another deck measuring contest. Today I'm going to be breaking down my favorite Bard deck that I have. I call it the Blood, Sweat, Tears, and More Blood deck. And it's basically a lot of cards that stick to the hero. The Bard has a lot of cards that do that, so I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you. And be sure to just let me know what you like about it. I have one location in here, the Danger Zone, which every time I put it out, I have to do the thing from Archer. Shout out to Archer. New episode starting in a few days from the recording of this video. And I just, like, whenever I play, you'll see it in the episode, like, I play against Tank, I like, Tank. Tank! Tank! He goes, what? Danger Zone! I love doing that. But beyond that, because the Danger Zone makes mischiefs worth one less. Or cost one less, sorry. You have to have the initial cost, but then you get one back. So the final countdown, which costs 3, you put out the 3, you play it, you get 1 back. So it's only a net cost of 2. I want it all. Cost 2, but you get 1 back, so it's a net cost of 1. And then you get it back once per turn, so you can draw 4 cards for the cost of 2 gold every turn. You can draw most of your deck in a few turns, which can be dangerous, I know, but if you get it all out there, then they're taking a lot of damage just to draw a card or 2. And I'll get to that in a minute. The weapons in here, I go with the Vuvuzela. Because every time you play a mischief, you put a counter on this. And then if you zap, you can take 2 tokens off of this and deal 1 damage to any target, which is very versatile because you don't have to commit this to a combat in order to do a damage to a target monster if it's hired. So even if it's a 2 damage monster, if you've got the Irresistible Disco, you can actually just unzap it and do it again. The Glass Gong is a 2/1 weapon, fairly powerful for 2 stars, but you can also zap squish it and destroy target loot. And so that could be very helpful against, say, Hydrax, against someone who likes to play... what is it? Smack? Yeah, I think it's Smack, the warrior mischief that does a weapons damage to target hero. That has destroyed me on several occasions because that shiny manipulator, he just does it twice, and that's like at level 10, that's like 16 damage on a full Hydrax. And that hurts a lot. But, let's say that's my weapons there. I have the Scepter of Schadenfreude because there's a lot of bleed abilities in here. Zap, draw 1 card. It's a lot nice to have draw abilities. I have the Hairspray, which is a bravado ability from Fashion Furious. It's 1 star, but you zap this and bravado, which is to flip your runaway marker, and it adds 3 damage to your current hired monster. And which is great because in combination with the blue suede shoes, which you can pay 1 gold, zap the blue suede shoes, you can flip your runaway marker, and then Irresistible Disco to unzap this, do it all again. You've added 6 to any random monster. I did that the other day. I have another deck I'll break down that I actually made it so that a Freebird can do 25 damage if you do the right combination. And I'll do that when I break down that deck. But yeah, that's a lot of damage for a Freebird where you get all of your gold back. So the Hairspray is very helpful there. When you get into allies, I have a couple of DJ Tims because zap, pay 1, deal damage to target hero. That's a good endgame strategy when they're up to like 18 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 with the Irresistible Disco, because you can use that on allies too. Because after cooldown, you can just like get all your gold back, and on their turn, just do the DJ Tim thing and just get rid of the rest of their life. And then we get into the stuck cards. We have, basically, I have cards that stick to the hero, and then it makes them, when they do a thing, they take damage. And then I have monsters that make them do that thing. So we have the final countdown, which is X rare, which I guess is somewhere between R and V, I think. And the X rares are only in core, and I don't know why. But you stick this to target hero card. That hero takes 1 damage each time they draw a card. So when you put 3 on there, they're taking 3 damage guaranteed at the beginning of their turn when they draw their card. So they draw their card, they take 3 damage. And then to augment that, I have the Groupies, which is a monster. Defender draws 1 card. Normally that is an advantage to the defender because they get to draw a card, which is why it's only 1 gold for 2 damage and 3 life. So it's really cheap for a lot of advantage, because normally they would get to draw a card, which is advantageous for the defender. But if you augment it with all of these final countdowns, then it's detrimental to them to draw a card. So theoretically, Groupies is 5 damage for 1 gold. So if you can get that out fairly early in the game, say you get the danger zone out, and then say turn 3, you put out a final countdown, and then you get that 1 gold back, you put out the Groupies, that makes them do a damage. You're doing 3 damage for that, and then on their turn they're taking another. That's 4 damage for 3 gold. That's pretty darn good right there. So that's that combo. And then we have Trombone, which is stick to target hero card. That hero takes 1 damage when their hero card is zapped, which shuts down the warrior ability to ping your monsters. Like, your Walking Dreads only has 1 life. Ping is dead. You get to regenerate it, but it still doesn't get to do its damage. This makes them think twice to have 1 of these on it. When it has 3, they're not zapping that hero. And like the Wizard, they're taking a lot of damage to make that mischief cost less. And then, to augment that, you have the Maneater, which is a monster demon. 3 gold, zap the defender's hero card. If the defender's hero card is already zapped, the defender instead spills 1. Which is nice if you're building a spill deck, but to make them zap their hero card, when they have Trombone on there, you're making them take damage. If they have 3 of them on there, 3 plus 3 is 6 damage for a 3 gold monster. And then we get into the regular bleed effects. We have 3 Squidzillas. We have 3 Combo Rats. So that's up to 6 more bleed damage, just for funsies. I have the Hillbilly Ogre, which is 6 gold for 5 damage, but if the defender is bleeding, reduce the cost of this by 2. So it can be 4 gold for 5 damage, which is fairly cheap. I like that too. And then we get into our mischiefs. We have Shrug, which if we have the danger zone out is 2 reduced to 1. It's like Trollolol, except they get their gold back and you stash this. It has Encore. And then we have our 3 Trollolols, which is if you don't have 3 of these in a Bard deck, you're doing it wrong card. In my opinion. All of this is, in my opinion, your mileage may vary. I have 2 I Want It Alls in here, which is 2 gold, draw 2 cards with Encore. So you always get it back. I love this card. It lets you cycle through cards so quickly. You get everything that you need in your hand very, very quickly. It's great. Irresistible Disco. Zap or unzap target looter ally. These are invaluable in most Bard decks. Bleed it out. Ironically, in this bleed deck, I don't have the maximum number of bleed it out because it is the least useful bleed card that we have. Because stick this to target hero card, bleeding 1. Any hero may pay 2 gold to squish this. Like they're not going to give you 2 gold to get rid of a bleed effect. And then one more time, look through your discard pile and choose a mischief card, reveal it, and move it to your hand. And then last but not least, an Elvish Impersonator, which is deal 3 damage to target monster. Very helpful. But it also monsters 3, so it can be an extra monster as well. So that is my Blood, Sweat, Tears, and More Blood deck. I like to play Bard. The Bard is a very versatile hero in my opinion. The Bard Zap ability is great because it basically negates the runaway for the most part, because you could just zap your hero card and get that card back. You just put it back in your hand, and then you can just do it again. But so be sure to tell me if you like this deck build, if you think it's clever, if you think it's stupid, if you think you can beat it, what hero you think could beat it. And then in the meanwhile, be sure to like, share, favorite, subscribe, pay it forward, send us money, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you next time.